Would you look at that? Sensor N70B, inner operation temperature sensor value unreasonable. And then the whole plug will come out. So that's the legs pushed through. There's one. It's spinning! If you listen, we should be able to clear the fault code and I'll have a working temperature sensor for the car. So the symptoms I've got with my little overhead light here is not so much the lights, but inside there's a little sensor and there's a little fan that's supposed to rotate. And within that fan, there's a little tiny sensor. It's a thermistor. It fell out one day because I saw it hanging on the inside of the cover. And what I've discovered is when I'm driving along, the temperature and everything works in the car, but it's very unpredictable. It's either really hot or not hot enough. That little thermistor tells a signal to the car to keep the level right because it's sensing what is the internal temperature. So my goal today is to try and fix it.
Let's move on, 'cause it's time to move on.
So before I start changing anything, I'll get my iCarSoft out and I'm going to see if there's anything that comes up as a fault for that dome light. You never know, it might even say something about that thermistor that fell out. So go into diagnostics from the main page and it's select Mercedes and the vehicle that I have. And then now choose the model of the vehicle. Mine is the Mercedes SL and it's an R230. And now it's the model that you need to select. So between 2003 and 2008 is mine. And lastly should be the engine, and I have this one here, 230.467, and you can find that if you simply open the door and there's a door plate on the side. And here we go, so W230 and then it's 467. That's the engine, which is also part of your serial number. So I'm actually going to go into manual scan. Apologies if the rain's coming through, but it's pretty heavy. So let's go into manual and I'm going to look for anything to do which is going to be representative of their overhead light. Instrument cluster possibly could be in there, but let's just keep going through and see if there's anything a little bit more obvious. Oh, here we go, look, overhead control panel. It's got to be that one, so let's go into that. Right, module information, let's go straight into reading fault code, because that's what I'm interested in, see what it says. Wow, 1 of 4. Would you look at that? Sensor N70B, inner operation temperature sensor value unreasonable. Well, that's got to mean that the inside temperature, unreasonable, it's not doing its thing. It's probably seeing it as open circuit because it fell out. So that is really good news that I've seen that because it's telling me that it's the thermistor that I thought it was all along. Let's go to the next fault and see what we can see. Terminal K1 15R short. That also could be to do with the same thing. Next. 12 volt out short, another one there. Motor N70 blower motor inner temperature sensor inactive. So maybe the blower motor is now shut down. So the 4 faults that have come up on the iCarSoft could all be interrelated. I've got one issue being that physical thermistor that's not there, but it could have thrown the other issues. So let's do one thing at a time. If I clear the faults now, we could see then what happens, but I think it's just going to bring up the same faults again. So I'm going to change that thermistor and see if those 4 faults then all start behaving themselves and disappear. So on my overhead light here, I've got a rear view camera. Actually, to be fair, I don't really like it. It's a bit awkward to use. I much prefer my little Garmin. It's so much easier. You've got an interface on your phone, but this thing's a bit poor, so I'm going to get rid of that. So it's a good chance to remove it. She's getting a bit old. Over the years I've had to let's just say adapt it slightly because the catches are starting to wear, so I've had to put a little screw in there, but you can't really see it. So this whole thing should just pull down now. As I said, it's a little bit fragile. Over the years I've taken it off that many times, I've lost the strength in the catches. Right, that's that there. And then this, there's 2 little prongs just on the inside there, and if you give them a little push you can actually just pull them down one side at a time, just like that, and then the whole thing then comes down. Appreciate it if you're subscribed. So here you go, with it hanging down here, all you got to do now is just unplug the plugs. Alright, so I've actually, over the years, I've kind of modded this a little bit. I have a little USB adapter here which powers my dash cam. So there's a few extra wires, that's just an earth. And what I'm going to do is just disconnect these plugs. There's a little lever that you pull down, slides down, you push a little tab, it slides down, and then the whole plug will come out like so. There's a mains plug on the other side too, that just pulls out. And then on this side here, it's a bit tricky to see, get some light in there, slide the catch down, and then this pops up, and this one just pulls out like so. So here we go. We've now got the dome light. Let's get it on the bench. And inside here, importantly, that's where that little thermistor sits. Why does it always rain when I do stuff like this? Right. Glasses on, so I can see what I'm doing. So inside here, where the thermistor used to sit, and there's a little barrel fan that spins around to circulate the air. So I need to try and get this sort of silver part of the unit off. There looks like there's some tiny little star fixings on the back, so let's put a cloth down and open it up. So if you look at the units online for this, you'll see just how much they are. Certain online auction site, 145, 140, 133. It's a lot of money for what is basically a overhead dome light, which is around about 20 years old. And I don't particularly want to spend around about 150 pounds, what is it, 160 US dollars. So instead, for a couple of bucks, I'm hoping what's in here is going to fix the problem. So I bought a pack of thermistors, and I managed to get the value from a really good Mercedes forum called Ben's World. And of course I couldn't just buy one. I bought a pack of 10. A bit hard to see, but these are the little thermistors that I'm hoping are going to fix my overhead light, which is also going to fix the internal temperature. That's the one. That is the one. What I'll do is my handy little screwdriver here. There it is. So I can just about see inside here. There's a cover, that's good. So inside here, it's a bit hard to see, but you can kind of see that there's two very fine wires. There's one, and there's another one just further up. So somehow I need to try and get my thermistor, one of these little bad boys. I don't think it'd be too difficult. Just got to have a steady hand. I only need the one, so if anyone needs one of these, let me know below and I'll send it to you free of charge. And just solder it across in there so that this thermistor is sitting in the middle of that little fan, and you can see it should spin round like so. The connection to the thermistor is on these two outer points there, just there and there. I'm just going to pull the remaining wire out, and I'm just going to resolder it through this hole here. There's a hole through the body, so you can pick up the solder lug on the outside. It would be far better than trying to solder it on the remaining cable. So I'll just desolder that now. So these are 10K thermistors, by the way. The part number's below. Send me a message if you get stuck. I got them online, and the link's there too. But that's what they are. So with the old one completely removed now, I'm going to thread the legs through into the holes, which are very hard to see, but they are there. Oh, there's one leg through, and there's the other one. Okay, good. So that's the legs pushed through, like so. And I'm just going to make sure that the legs are long enough so that the thermistor is sitting central to the little barrel fan there. Something like that. I want it too low that it hits it. Just high enough. That looks good. And I can solder those directly on there. There's one. Years ago, I did the B&W 7 Series oil sensor when I worked out in the Czech Republic, and soldering was something that I had to learn a lot about. Anyway, that looks all good, so let's trim off the additional legs. Don't need that. We don't need that. Good. There's my finished result there. The Thermistor's sat in the middle. The Bauer fan around the outside is going to rotate the air, and hopefully that Thermistor now is going to send the right signals back to the ECU for the control unit for the dome light. And let's see if I just save myself $150. Let's put the little cover back on. There we are. Beautiful. Let's put it back into its housing. All done. And this is my little dash cam, which I never really liked, so I just stuck it on. I'm just going to remove it. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to get myself a nice little Garmin. I do like the Garmin cameras. They've got a really good user interface, which you connect it through your phone and you can watch and review footage very easily. It's also voice command, and I'm not trying to sell the product, but it's got all the speed cameras in the UK as well. Okay, let's put it back in. I'll get the iCarSoft out again, and moment of truth, let's see if I've fixed it. So this was the old USB that I've just wired in there. It's just wired to a 12-volt supply. I'll keep it up there, I don't need it. But if I do get another dash cam, which is going to face to the rear, then it's ready to plug in. Right, so let's plug her in. Make sure we put the clip back. The plugs can only go one way. In the trade, in Japan, in the lean management, that's called poka-yoke. It only fits one way. Poka-yoke. It's good engineering. You can't make mistakes. Right, that's all in. Lights are on. And there. I'm going to leave the cover off just now. I'm going to see, when I turn this on, the car, if that little fan I can see rotating around. So let's have a look. When it's not rotating at the moment, you can tell by just touching something in there. If I was to push this tiny little bit of plastic wire in there, you'd feel it, and it's not spinning. So I'm going to see if I can clear the faults on the iCarSoft, and let's see if that then comes to life. Actually, having said that, my air temperature's off. I forgot to turn it on, so let's turn it on and see. No, it's not spinning. Okay. Right, let's get the iCarSoft out and let's have a look. So back into diagnostics. So back into the program, and it's just go straight to clear fault memory because I know there's 4 faults. Yep, press F2, continue. Failed to complete erase operation, F1 back. Read fault code now. So I managed to clear the 3 faults, but I've got 1 fault left, which is that inner blower motor. It's still inactive, unfortunately. So I wonder if there's something physical stuck that's stopping it from turning, and maybe it's got jammed and it's actually burned out. I don't know. So clear the fault memory. Let's try it one more time. Failed to complete operation. Damn. But maybe the temperature will start to behave itself now, even without that motor. But I'm going to take it out again and see if I can see if there's anything obvious stuck in that motor. What a shame. All right, so what I've done, I've just plugged the PCB in, and I'm going to then turn the key now and just see, because I actually, I took this back to the bench, and when I took it off, there was a tiny bit of plastic stuck in that fan there. And even though I could rotate it round, it was a bit sticky. Since I removed it, and I could spin it so much easier. So fingers crossed, let's turn the key and see what happens. It's spinning. It's spinning. I can see it. In fact, if I get that bit of plastic, if you listen, that's the little fan spinning. So surely now we should be able to clear the fault code and I'll have a working temperature sensor for the car. And I won't get stupidly hot, which is what used to happen because that thermistor wasn't actually on. Right, that's brilliant. Oh, wow. Okay, let's get the iCarSoft out and see what we can see. So let's go back to the menu, which is for the overhead control panel. There it is there at the bottom. Let's go into that. Initializing. Right, just go and clear the fault codes, clear the fault memory, press enter. All right, F2 to continue. Erasing done. Good. This time it says it's done because before it says it failed the operation. Right, let's go back and see if we can read that fault code that was still remaining. No fault codes found! All the faults are gone. Happy days. Oh my goodness me. What, a $2 thermistor, and I've saved 150 bucks. I could have bought one of these for the money I've just saved. Although maybe I should treat the wife because you probably get more happiness that way. But you know what I mean? That's $2 and it's now working. So I'll just get the cover back on. And that's another little job done. I've been meaning to do that for 12 months. And so the information's down below. Let me know if you need any help if you're going to do your overhead module. But you see, actually, it wasn't that difficult at all. And these cars are getting old. So I love little fixes like this because you've got to respect your elders. Look, thanks for watching. Appreciate it if you're subscribed. And I'll see you on the next one.
Let's move on, 'cause it's time to move